we're talking about here is a very serious manipulation of the international community, international organizations, international media, through a repeated use of catchphrases and buzzwords, familiar phrases regularly used in international humanitarian law as a form of international algebra, which is, in our case, devoted only to stereotype, to vilify, to delegitimize and dehumanize the state of Israel. And from there, very, very quickly, onto the road towards anti-Semitism. It's a very short road. What I'm talking specifically is this: singling out, outlawing, and prioritizing Israel only. For instance, the legal and accepted term of art, occupation, which is an accepted situation in international law, in the context of Israel, has become, quote, illegal occupation. And it's even been further adapted to occupied Palestinian territory, despite the fact that the territory has never been determined in any agreement or any resolution or binding legal document as being Palestinian. The opposite. It's the subject of a dispute, and it's a subject of ongoing negotiation. But that hasn't prevented the international community accepting as lingua franca the term occupied Palestinian territory as if it's finished and there's no longer any negotiation and it's been prejudged in advance. Secondly, the issue of constructing on territory, on administered territory, on occupied territory, on non-private land is perfectly legal according to international law, but through the manipulation of this international legal algebra, it's become, in the terms used by Saib Arikat, by Mahmoud Abbas, by Hanan Ashrawi, it's become colonialism, settler colonialism, theft of land, and a criminal, an international crime. Other expressions such as the 1967 border, anybody who follows the tweets by Saib Arikat, you'll see that there's not one day goes by when he, in all his meetings with foreign ministers and others, when he doesn't refer to the call for the 1967 border, despite the fact that there's never been a 1967 border, that Saib Arikat himself negotiated and drafted together with me and others the call to negotiate the issue of international boundaries and borders in the final status negotiation. The fact that he's using this term is a clear manipulation and a simple lie that everybody's bought into it. Another phrase is the apartheid war. Anybody who really understands what apartheid is and what Israel is can't really accept this description of any type, any part of Israel as being apartheid. But the Palestinians have deliberately used this because apartheid is a buzzword that's accepted in the international community, and used against Israel, it criminalizes, it vilifies, it dehumanizes, delegitimizes Israel, and nobody gives a second thought to this. And finally, another example, the Gaza blockade, which again is being condemned, despite the fact that the UN itself, a UN committee, acknowledged the fact that Israel was fully justified in imposing the maritime blockade as long as there's still a danger of weaponry reaching Hamas. Now, all these things are openly being used and openly being accepted and being bandied about, and this is creating a huge amount of damage. And now that we're facing the coronavirus, we've got a new stereotype which is developing, which we've heard of from the previous speakers, of linking the state of Israel and the Jews to the spreading of the coronavirus and its development. So this is developing into something very, very dangerous, that how we deal with it is something that we all participating in this meeting have to think about very seriously. Thank you very much.